Michael Jackson was indeed a creepy pedophile that had nothing less than an obsession with little children, particularly little boys, is what Michael Jackson was actually interested in. And it's not hard to demonstrate that Michael Jackson was a pedophile that had an absolute obsession with little children, particularly little boys. And that's what I'm going to do in this video. Now, Michael Jackson created the Neverland Ranch, which was basically his pedophile fantasy come true, designed to lure children closer to him. It's not surprising that a pedophile with a lot of money would do something like Michael Jackson did, build an amusement park for little children to come play at so he could bring little children closer to him. Now, Michael Jackson was truly interested in little boys. You can see the Neverland logo. It is that of a little boy, what he was actually interested in. And I'll demonstrate that in the video. Of course, you'll see that pretty much all of Michael Jackson's accusers are little boys. Some of them when they became adults, some of them when they were little boys, but they all accuse Michael Jackson of molesting them when they were little boys. Some more statues from Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. Now, to be fair to Michael Jackson, there are statues of little girls in Neverland Ranch, but like I said, it's not that hard to demonstrate what Michael Jackson was truly interested in little boys. For example, here is a naked image of a little boy at the Neverland Ranch. And like I said, the logo itself is that of a little boy, what Michael Jackson was truly interested in. Another statue from the Neverland Ranch of a little boy. And here you can see a statue of a little girl out in front of the Neverland Ranch. You know, Michael Jackson kind of thought of himself as being Peter Pan, that he was this guy that was just whisking all these little children off to safety, when in reality he was taking them into secret rooms and molesting them. He was sleeping with little boys night after night after night. No, it's not okay for Michael Jackson to sleep with little boys in the same bedroom night after night after night after night, which is what Michael Jackson did. This is Michael Jackson's door knocker here. Of course, you can see two little boys kissing, the oh so innocent mind of Michael Jackson. You know, the argument you'll hear from Michael Jackson defenders is that Michael Jackson was nothing but a boy trapped in a man's body. They use this argument to excuse his, filthy behavior, when in reality, Michael Jackson was a man that was chasing after little boys. Michael Jackson knew exactly what he was. And you can see here, this is a commissioned painting from Michael Jackson. Of course, you can see all these little naked boys around him. Michael Jackson knew exactly what he was, and he knew exactly what he was after. Now, this is another, statue from the Neverland Ranch. And I found this one to be a little bit creepy. Maybe it's the lighting, but it looks like it's got one girl going shh, holding a doll, and one of them looks like he's got a camera, and another one looks like he's got a baseball mitt, and the other one looks like he's playing the flute. But I'm not saying that there's anything sexually explicit with this. It just looks a little bit creepy to me. But, the creep really begins once you start figuring out what was in Michael Jackson's home. For example, this is Michael Jackson's oh so humble throne. Of course, you can see, naked boys on his throne, what you would call cherubs, playing instruments. And what does he have on his throne? A little boy mannequin on his throne. An absolute obsession with little children, particularly little boys, is what Michael Jackson had. This comes from Michael Jackson's creepy bedroom. Of course, he did have a massive bedroom, but you got the troll here on the bed. You got the Neverland pillows, but over here on the right hand side, it looks like you've got a picture of a little baby on the wall. Michael Jackson was the king of creep, the king of pedophilia, and here is the king of pedophilia sitting on his throne. Now, the Neverland Mansion, it was designed around, a place for little kids to come play, like this, Nintendo machine here. And Michael Jackson's excuse was that, he never had a childhood and what he wanted was little boys to come play around his house. You know, a real creepy excuse. But, Michael Jackson, you can see here, sitting right next to him is, guess what? Uh, little boy, little boy doll. Now, Michael Jackson himself used to sleep with little dolls. This is known. For example, when Michael Jackson was found unresponsive in his condo, on the bed, you can find this in the crime scene photographs. On the bed, there was a little boy doll he was sleeping with that had green overalls. He used to sleep with little dolls because he was disturbed. There's no other way to look at it. In the same way that he used to sleep with little boys on a regular basis. The guy was just disturbed. Now, this comes from Michael Jackson's room he had for his children. Now, the argument that Michael Jackson defenders will make is that Michael Jackson had children, therefore it's not so creepy. But the fact that Michael Jackson had children, they're not even his biological children, makes it even more creepy, in my opinion. See, Michael Jackson basically stated that he couldn't have children because of a low sperm count, something like that. But you have a guy that's been accused of molesting multiple little boys, and what does he do? He goes out and gets a surrogate mother to have two little children for him, one a female and one a male. Uh, that makes it even more creepy, in my opinion. And then he pays something like $20,000 to have a surrogate mother produce this Hispanic child for him. So it doesn't make it any less creepy that Michael Jackson had children. They are not his biological children. In my opinion, it makes it even more creepy. But this is what he was truly interested in, was little boys. This comes from Michael Jackson's bedroom. Of course, pornography was found all throughout his bedroom. I'll get into what was actually found at Michael Jackson's house. And I think you'll agree with me that no little boy should be sleeping in his bedroom once you understand what was found in his house. But you can see you've got toys for little boys in his bedroom. Some more images from Michael Jackson's house. Now, Michael Jackson did have a thing for Shirley Temple. I'm not sure if it was sexual. I don't personally believe it was. But you can see right here this little boy uh, poster he had right here. And I'm guessing that's milk on the little boy's face. But the point is, he had pictures of little boys basically everywhere in his house. Here's some more. And there were naked pictures of little boys found throughout his house as well. Here's some more, just so you understand what you're dealing with when it comes to Michael Jackson. An absolute obsession with little children, particularly little boys. That's Michael Jackson in a nutshell. This painting kind of reminds me of Gavin Arizo. There's this interview with Gavin Arizo, and Gavin Arizo later on went on to accuse Michael Jackson of molesting him. And Michael Jackson is basically holding this little kid's hands. And of course, you can tell that Michael Jackson kind of tricked him to sleep in the same bedroom with him, you know, because the boy said that Michael Jackson said, "If you love me, you'll sleep in the same bedroom as me." And you can hear the boy, he said, "Oh man," that he naturally didn't want to sleep in the bedroom with Michael Jackson. But Michael Jackson basically, in this creepy pedophile interview, which Gavin Arizo is basically holding Michael Jackson's hands, looking up at him with googly eyes. Michael Jackson, the little boy said that Michael Jackson said, "If you love me, you'll sleep in my room with me." It was one of the most creepy pedophile moments which I have seen, no doubt about it. But that's what it reminds me of. And yeah, the oh so pure mind of Michael Jackson. This is one of his commissioned paintings. And here is one of his little boy shrines, which he had. And here you have one of his child friends. You know, he used to make friends with little children and have them come sleep in the bed with him. And Macaulay Culkin was one of them. Now, Macaulay Culkin said that Michael Jackson never abused him. Now, I'm not sure about the truth of that, but other little boys have accused Michael Jackson of molesting them. And of course, the inscription on this is "Don't leave me in the home alone." And that's from Macaulay Culkin. But you can see you have other images of little boys here from his little boy shrine he had. And this comes from Michael Jackson's condo where Michael Jackson died. And you can see right here he had a little boy shrine and it says "Sweet Baby," right? And you can see all these images of little boys he had here. And the idea that Michael Jackson just had this pure angelic mind is completely false. He had this disturbed mind. That's why he was taking all these antidepressants, all these opiates, and that's why he was taking propofol to sleep on a regular basis. That's why he was sleeping with little dolls, is because he had a disturbed mind. He was so drugged up, and that's why he ended up overdosing and dying. Now, after this, I'm just going to get into what was actually found in Michael Jackson's home. And I think when I'm done with that, you'll agree with me that no little boy should be sleeping in the bedroom alone with Michael Jackson, the creepy pedophile guy. And this comes from one of his creepy pedophile rooms. Now, just to give you a flavor of the kind of things that were found at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch and why no boy should be sleeping at the Neverland Ranch. I mean, basically, love letters between Michael Jackson and little boys were found. And this is between Gavin Arizo and Michael Jackson. And Gavin Arizo had said, "I am your son and I love you," the note from the boy read in part. And Michael Jackson said, "You have to be really honest in your heart that I'm your dad," the note from Jackson said. "No, Michael Jackson is not this boy's dad. This boy has a biological father." Both notes were found at Neverland in a suitcase that also contained adult magazines. So you kind of understand the material that was found at Michael Jackson's home. No, he wasn't framed. the idea that there was just no evidence that Michael Jackson was a pedophile is just ludicrous. And I'm going to get into the kind of things that were found at the Neverland Ranch. Now I'm going to get into exactly what was found in Michael Jackson's mansion. And a common question which is asked is, was child pornography found at Michael Jackson's mansion? No, child pornography was not found at Michael Jackson's mansion. Child pornography is illegal. What was found would be classified as child erotica. Pedophiles know that child pornography is illegal, so what many of them will do is they will collect child erotica. So in case they are, busted, then they won't be busted with child pornography, which is illegal. And they will have child erotica. And what is child erotica? It's basically naked images of little boys, sometimes in sexualized positions or in a sexualized manner, and underage boys. And that's basically what Michael Jackson had. Technically, they are legal to own, but they fall under the category of being child erotica, especially when a pedophile has them, a pedophile like Michael Jackson. And a whole bunch of pornographic material was found. Some homosexual, some heterosexual material. And what Michael Jackson defenders will claim is that this heterosexual material proves that Michael Jackson wasn't molesting little boys, which is ludicrous. Of course, the heterosexual material was there to arouse little boys. That was the point. Of course, many of the little boys had claimed that Michael Jackson had shown them this pornographic material, and even the fingerprints of little boys were found on this pornographic material. So let me just get into what was actually found. Some was found in 1993 and some was found in 2003. And this is the kind of child erotica. Boys Will Be Boys, containing photographs of boys under the age of 14, fully frontal nudity. This book is personally inscribed by Michael Jackson. In Search of Young Beauty, containing photographs of children, both boys and girls, some nude. The Boy, a photographic essay containing black and white photos of boys, some nude. And this is kind of creepy if you ask me. Now, this Jonathan Spence guy claims that Michael Jackson didn't molest him, yet Michael Jackson had a naked photograph of him. A photograph of a boy believed to be Jonathan Spence, fully nude. Photograph of a young boy holding an umbrella wearing bikini bottoms partially pulled down. Found in a plastic bag, bookshelf in master bathroom, homosexual erotica consisting of Camp Cove, photos of Sydney men, book of photographs of adult men, fully frontal nudes. Now, Michael Jackson had a bunch of creepy sadomasochistic material. Pictures of nude and semi-nude adult women, some sadomasochistic. He had dress-up, play acts, and fantasies of childhood. 1978 photo book contains 3 photos of teenage boys naked. The Art of Dave Nessler, Wicked Intentions, nude illustrations, female models, some sadomasochistic. And some creepy material like this, The Noise, genetically manipulated. Nude illustrations, mostly female, some male, extreme sadomasochism and body mutilation. Nude young teenage men, erotica. Barely legal magazines, pornographic magazines. Nude adult male and female erotica, very graphic, naked as a jaybird. Now, for those that say that it's so innocent, and for Michael Jackson to say that it's so innocent and so pure for little boys to be sleeping in his bed all the time, found upstairs in box at base of Jackson's bed in master bedroom. So right there at the base of Michael Jackson's bed, 12 pornographic magazines and 23 nudist magazines were found. vintage 1930s.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom.
Yes.
Master bedroom upstairs, photo books, some nudes, all male, young adult models. The Christie Report, History of Pornography, Heterosexual Photos from the 1940s on to recent, some graphics, some sadomasochism. Old photos, some nude, some of young children, nude and dressed. Nude photo of male couple, nude photos of young men, nude photos of teenage boys from the late 1800s. Photos of teenagers, some nude. Photos of children that are altered, morph head on older bodies, kids made to look sexualized. Some are nude photos of kids, that is room to play. Man, a sexual study of man, graphic primer for homosexuals, gay photos, all nude, featuring a study of masturbation, oral and anal sex, each photo two men, all homosexual erotica, about 24 nudist magazines. Found in master bedroom near bathtub, consisting of 4 barely legal pornographic DVDs, Pimps Up and Hose Down. Found in master bathroom near bathtub, a pornographic magazine, and another pornographic magazine in a metal briefcase sitting on the edge of the master bathroom. Now, this is really creepy. This is item 309. Found in leather bag located in master bathroom with notes between Michael Jackson and Gavin, consisting of, so you had these notes between Michael Jackson, these love notes, which I showed you earlier, between Michael Jackson and this young boy, which was found in a leather bag that also had 2 pornographic magazines and 2 pornographic DVDs in it.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom.
Yes.
Found in a nightstand next to Jackson's bed in master bedroom, for those that believe it's so innocent for little boys to be sleeping in Michael Jackson's bedroom, right there in his nightstand, in his master bedroom, were 7 pornographic magazines. Found in bathroom cabinet, Hustler Barely Legal. Found in bathroom cabinet, Naughty Neighbors magazine. And you have some information about what was found on Michael Jackson's computers, such as, graphic nude female images from teen sex internet site. You also had Michael Jackson, going to these adoptable kids sites. These are obviously for Michael Jackson, adoption.com, Michael Jackson, and varsityteens.com, probably for the little boys that Michael Jackson was showing, pornography on the computer. But, item number 317 is really creepy. And this is a black briefcase that was found in the closet in Jackson's bedroom. Also contained 19 nude female centerfolds and 18 pornographic magazines, several with teenage themes matching this description. The magazine and photographic contents of this briefcase are independently admissible as being identified by both the victim and his brother as materials shown them by the defendant Jackson. So what the boys has said is that Michael Jackson showed them this pornographic material to get them aroused and molest them and things of that nature. And sure enough, the fingerprints of both brothers and Jackson have been found on several of the magazines. So you have the fingerprints of these 2 little boys were found on the magazines. Now, the argument from Jackson's defense was, if you can believe this, that the boys were just, innocently playing around in Michael Jackson's house and they just stumbled across this pornography and Michael Jackson goes, bad kids, don't look at the pornography. And Michael, that's how they got their fingerprints on the pornography, because they were just stumbling around and found the pornography. And then Michael Jackson, he grabbed the pornography and then put it into a briefcase, right? Saying, oh, bad kids, let me hide this from you, right? That's the argument that Michael Jackson's defense used. But in reality, you know, the victims have had identified this pornography and said that Michael Jackson showed it to them. And also, their fingerprints were found on the magazines. The remaining magazines and videos are pornographic materials graphically depicting every imaginable combination of explicit heterosexual and sometimes homosexual sexual activities, oftentimes with more than two people participating. So Michael Jackson had, pornographic material of orgies and things of that nature. For those that believe that, it's just oh so innocent for Michael Jackson to have these boys sleeping in their bedroom on a regular basis, these are the kind of things that were found in Michael Jackson's closet in his bedroom.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom.
Yes.
But is it really appropriate for a 44-year-old man to share a bedroom with a child who is not related to him at all?
That's a beautiful thing.
That's not a worrying thing?
Why should I be worrying?
Right? With little boys' fingerprints on them. You know, there are principally two orientations to the sexually explicit materials found in a defendant's possession. Many items described above are all male erotica. Some depicted both naked male adults and children, while others principally focused on adult males only. Taken together, they reveal a predominantly male orientation. See, what they were arguing is that Michael Jackson is a homosexual, right? And that he's really interested in little boys, which is what the evidence demonstrates. But, for all those defenders out there, they're telling me it's just simply okay, it's just oh so holy for Michael Jackson to have little boys sleeping, in the same room as them, which has, pornographic material in the nightstand, pornographic material at the front of the bed. In the closet, he's got pornographic material. 19 nude female centerfolds, 18 pornographic magazines, several with teenage themes matching this description. You're going to tell me that it's okay for Michael Jackson to sleep night after night in the same room with these little boys? And of course, they'll say that there's just no evidence that Michael Jackson was a pedophile. But the case clearly demonstrates that he's a pedophile. Yeah, he was found not guilty, but don't act like there was no evidence. And don't act like it doesn't clearly paint him as a pedophile, because it does. And, you can look through the rest of the file. I'll leave a link to it in the description box so you can look through it yourself about what was actually found. The homoerotic materials are circumstantial evidence of the defendant's sexual preoccupation with young boys and his intent to involve himself sexually with them. That's the truth. And that's the truth about the Neverland Ranch, the material that was found in his home. The idea that Michael Jackson is this innocent, man child that's just a child trapped in a man's body is clearly bogus. That he had this pure mind, pure intentions. It's clearly bogus when you understand what was found in his house, when you understand that the man was a drug addict. So quit defending Michael Jackson. He was clearly a pedophile. And that's it.